Hello, I am Dr. Cinema. I analyze and diagnose movies and explain them to you. The Alien franchise has come a long way. In fact, it's like 2 years younger than the Star Wars franchise. And yes, I do mean franchise. In addition to the prequel movies such as Prometheus and the upcoming Alien Covenant, there's also video games and comic books. But the main Alien series is the heart and soul of the actual franchise. The first film is regarded as a classic, and I've talked about it a little bit in the third episode of movie Face Off. But it's the second movie directed by James Cameron, Aliens, that most people would say is the best of the franchise. And since today is April 26th, Alien Day, I thought it would be cool to do a play-by-play review of the actual movie. Now I have seen the movie, but I'm going to use Wikipedia on my phone to get some of the uh, plot because I don't have like the perfect memory. I don't have the skills or budget to do like what the Nostalgia Critic does on Channel Awesome. By the way, shout out to him. He is awesome at what he does, and I hope one day I get the chance to just speak with him and you know internet celebrity stuff. Like, yeah, that'll be the day for me. But anyway, this is the play-by-play review of the 1986 movie Aliens. So it starts pretty much like in the same place where Ripley was at the end of the first Alien movie. She's like in stasis, and people find her and they bring her back to consciousness. And it turns out she has been in stasis for 57 years. And like she's like an elder lady, and she still looks pretty good. Don't attack me in the comments for that statement, but she still looks good. I mean, 57 years in stasis alone. Plus, what was she like? How old was she at the time of the first Alien? Like in her late 20s to like maybe mid 30s or something like that. I mean, come on. But anyway, yeah, she's debriefed by her employers at the company of the same company which she was part of, and they go over the destruction of the ship. And but they are skeptical about like the whole alien, or as they're called, xenomorph uh, attack. Like for some reason they're not buying it. You're a corporation that works in space. How can you not believe like these alien attacks, this alien creature? I mean, come on, that's just really stupid. I mean, come on, you guys should know better. And however, there's like a space colony on exomoon LV-426. Yep, that's where Alien Day comes from, for LV-426, which is basically a space colony. And that's actually where the Nostromo of the first movie actually first encountered the alien eggs. And apparently, the colony is actually called Hadley's Hope, but the exomoon is LV-426. So, so the so the supervisors and Ripley sort of like make an agreement where she goes checks out and see what's going on with the space colony, see if the claims that she's making is actually true, and they work at some sort of deal where she can, retire from her job pretty painlessly. And so she's with these like space marines, and they're usually the cocky. They're young, they're a little bit cocky, but you can tell that they know their stuff, and they're getting ready to go check out the space colony, and they're pretty well armed for the worst possible case scenario, which is of course alien attack. So they arrive to investigate the disturbance, and of course they arrive and with this. They're actually called colonial marines, not space marines. I think space marines would be a good name. And they reach the surface of LV-426, and the colony is entirely deserted. And they find barricades that they actually made, where the people actually make them, like they're makeshift barricades, sort of like that half-ass barricade in the 2013 movie Les Miserables. I mean, come on, be a bigger barricade than that. And but they really don't find any bodies yet, and it's kind of like this thriller feel to it. And but they do find two live face huggers, but they're in containment, so obviously people have been trying to study it, trying to figure out how these work. And then they come across a girl, and she's traumatized, and she doesn't really speak that much. But Rip, Ripley ends up calling her Newt, or I'm not sure if it's Ripley that actually calls her Newt, but she's nicknamed that throughout the majority of the movie. And and apparently they find out that she used the like ventilation system to evade capture and death from the so-called aliens. So they access the computer and they try to find where the colonists are hidden, and they go towards them. And it's like in this like fusion powered processing station where if anything goes wrong, the whole thing could probably explode. And that might come into play later on. You don't know yet. And when they finally get to it, like the colonists are on and these cocoons hang everywhere. They're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, there is no question about it. Like, something alien like is definitely happening, but they don't know exactly what's going on. So they're on alert. They're trying to look around, and then we see that the aliens fighting attack. They crash into the station. They attack the Marines. Guns are firing. Aliens are ripping into people. It's just a big action scene that's pretty cool to watch, and it's like aliens starting around, Marines trying to find where they are. It's pretty damn intense. It's pretty awesome. And Ripley, however, when they like get away from the danger, Ripley finds out that they were deliberately sent to investigate the spaceship where they first encountered the alien eggs, and it's actually revealed that the reason that they're sent to investigate was that they want to get the alien specimens and turn them into like biological weapons for warfare. Warfare? Like, are there other like alien civilizations, like sophisticated alien civilizations, where there's actual possibility for space war? Like, here's one of the things about the Alien franchise. Unless for some reason it delves into you decide to read the comics or something, which I don't really do for the Alien franchise, but they really don't really go that much into depth into other aliens. Like in this universe, we have the xenomorphs, and of course later on we got the crossover with Predator, so we know those two exist in this universe, but we really don't know about any other alien species or civilizations or planets. Like they really don't explain it that well. Like apparently in the prequel series, such as Prometheus and Covenant, there's like the engineers or something, but we so far have really nothing to go on. Like, why do you need biological weapons if is it against your other nations? Like, is there still warfare going on between like Earth countries? Like, come on, space travel colonies. I think we got better stuff to do. I mean, I guess humans will be humans, I guess. And Ghost Ripley threatens to expose, but they realize that right now they're in much bigger danger than like actually talking and like debating how like biological weapons, and they're trying to find the main thing should be getting off of this colony as soon as possible. And a thermonuclear weapon is about to explode like on a time limit, so they need to find a way to get safety quickly. And so Ripley and Newt tend to stick together, and they end up being locked in a room with face huggers, but they don't really get face hugged. They escape that danger, and then Ripley triggers a fire alarm to alert Marines about the creatures that are nearby, and then of course Ripley accuses like the leader of this mission, Burke, who's also like with the corporation, that he purposely locked them in the room with facehuggers so that they can be impregnated and be used to be studied. And it's not really. I don't really think it's revealed like if that's actually true or not. I don't really remember that scene in particular. But anyway, going on, before they can take any violent retaliation against Berg, the corporate representation on this mission, and Newt gets captured after other Marines are killed, and then so Ripley goes in to rescue Newt, refusing to abandon her, and Ripley finds Newt like in the alien hive, and they're trying to find her way out, and they get into the egg chamber with the Xenomorph Queen. Now, I'm going to take a break from the Wikipedia for a second. This is my favorite scene in this movie. I mean, this shows like these aliens are actually intelligent. They have structures, like they have a system of leadership and such, and it's real, and this really shows like they're far more intelligent than we previously would have thought in the first Alien movie. I mean, like Ripley and Newt are in the middle of the room surrounded by eggs. There's the queen that's like sort of attached somehow, not really sure, and then two doorways like on the side. You see like individual xenomorphs like standing there, but the queen like turns, sort of hisses at them, and they don't really enter the room. They even like kind of back up a little bit, like they are so afraid of hurting the eggs. Like I'm not sure if it's like nurture or anything, because these creatures are shown to be pretty aggressive, but this actually shows like there's a lot more to these aliens. Like this is really interesting. I believe this is the mine is from like the awesome action scenes. I think this is like the best non-action scene in the entire movie. I absolutely love it. But they and of course they begin to back out, not really being. But and Ripley, of course, takes the opportunity to destroy the eggs. The queen detaches herself and she goes after them as they get onto the ship. And they think once they got onto the ship and they're leaving the colony that everything is fine. Like this is where they think like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like nothing is going to happen next. Like we are good. We are in a ship. Nothing is going to get us. But that is where the alien queen reveals herself on the ship, just like, oh shit, she's here. She's killing more of these people. And I think here's the. And just when you think like the alien queen is gonna kill Newt, here comes Ripley, and this happens.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Like, that is awesome. Best line of the movie, like, get away from her, you bitch. And then the queen and Ripley get into this fight, like Ripley and this like robot thing against the alien queen, going head to head. They fall into like this little like ladder area thing where there's a door that opens up directly into space. Ripley's on the ladder and she sees the switch, turns it on, opens the door, begins sucking out. The alien queen is trying not to escape, but the alien queen eventually like falls into space, death. They close the door. Ripley crawls back up, like embraces Newt, and they're scared, so they go back into stasis, thinking that they're going to go back to the corporation to explain everything that happened. But of course, events transpire, where they eventually end up on the prison for the not so much like Alien 3, and that's where the movie ends. And that's the movie. That's the play-by-play. What do I personally think? Like, this is definitely one of the best sequels of all time. One of the best science fiction movies, and one of the best action movies, and definitely the best installment of the Alien franchise. You've got action, thrill, horror, a little bit of drama, a little bit of emotional intimacy between Ripley and Newt. It's a whole lot of freaking fun. And it's such a thrill to. I mean, it's an experience that you really want to get into. I highly recommend watching this movie, but of course, watch the first Alien as well. But this is an absolute great movie. The Diagnosis, one hell of a great movie. Minor errors, maybe like one or two very, very small plot holes. It's not a perfect movie, but it's super great. Highly recommended. Go check it out. And that's the end of this movie play by play. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and happy Alien Day 4/26, 2017. And hopefully, Alien Covenant does well, unlike Prometheus, which was mixed at best. So, I'll see you next time. Dr. Cinema.